BBC Music Introducing with Jericho Keys.
And a very good evening to you and yours from me and mine. I'm Jericho Keys and thank you ever so much for meeting me here again. And yep, it's time. The BBC Radio York's Introducing Show. The home of the best new local talent. We've got Strange Pink in session tonight, so stay tuned in and turn it up.
BBC Music Introducing with Jericho Keys.
Introducing's featured artists.
But tonight, live music comes from Strange Pink. Joining us down the line is Sam and Dom. Good evening, lads. Are we good?
Yeah, all good.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show tonight. Before we start talking about the debut EP, which we'll get to in a second, I think from an outsider, it looks like you've had a pretty decent year with the debut EP. Few gigs, local, national radio play. Does it feel like a success when you're thinking about the last 12 months for Strange Pink, Sam, or do you measure it differently in terms of being a working musician?
It feels like a success to get out of the practice room. We were in there for a good couple of years before we ventured outside, and so to actually have people listening to us and playing in front of people, it feels like, we've done what we meant to do.
I wonder, Sam, why it took you a few years to get out the rehearsal room and onto the gigging circuit. Is it because you weren't ready to be out gigging, or was it just taking your time and enjoying it and then it felt like the right time to start playing? What was the sort of crack with that?
Yeah, it was just the right time. I just wanted to make sure that we could get from the start of the song to the end of the song without going wrong before, exposing ourselves to the public.
And how does it feel now then, Sam, that you are actually out gigging and performing in front of people and people are actually seeing what you've been working on for a few years with your mates in the rehearsal room?
Well, that feels really nice, yeah. No, I've had lots of nice words said about us, so yeah, I cannot complain.
Great. Well, it's no secret that individually you've all done music and other projects over the years, so I'm wondering what brought you three together, Dom, and decided to make tunes together.
Yeah, man. Well, again, it's good to be talking to you about it. So for me, I was kind of done after the previous bands I was in. I didn't really think I was going to be playing again. I thought I'd kind of achieved everything I want to achieve, especially with my skill level. I'm not a particularly technical player, and then so that was it. And then basically when Sam emailed me and we were talking, I'd looked up to Sam for a long time in terms of his musical output, obviously an incredible songwriter, and then, to be able to do this, it was just it felt like the band I'd always wanted to be in. I think I've said that before, and this is the kind of stuff I grew up listening to, and to be able to play in this band and have, great musicians like Sam and Eddie, push me as well, and also to be able to play with them, man, it's a dream come true, really. And we came together over an email contact. Obviously, I know Sam from my time in York, and then Eddie, I met on the street in Hull. He's like one of my favourite musicians in Hull. Has been for years. The way they both think is incredible. So yeah, that's kind of the short version. Is we came together and it happened. And sometimes it sounds silly. Sam's probably cringing on the other line, but I can't believe I got to do it, because again, it's the kind of band I'd always wanted to be in, and I love it, mate. It's wonderful. And again, thank you for your support and everybody's support, really.
Sam, are you cringing on the other line, or are you welcoming that with open arms?
I cringe permanently. I cringe when I sleep.
I think that's a great title for the next record. I cringe when I sleep. That's very good. Get that in your back pocket. Dom, I was just wondering there, actually, you said it's the band you always wanted to be in. What does that band feel like? What does Strange Pink feel like to you as a musician, obviously doing it with Sam and Eddie? What does that, how can you sum that up?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, man. Like obviously, so I have cerebral palsy, and so when I play, I was playing in metal bands, and I was and touring in metal bands, and that was a whole different ball game, and I didn't actually think that a band like this would happen for me. I'm used to fast, heavy, smashy, loud kind of thing. So this, to be in a band with these types of dynamics, and again, Sam and Eddie both kind of feeding back into the songs, and us creating something that people, not that obviously we had support with the metal bands that I was in, but people, seem to be really receptive to this, and obviously to have your support, Six Music, etc. It's been wonderful, nationally and locally as well. So for me, it feels again, I don't want to make Sam cringe. I don't want to make anybody else cringe. But I never thought that I would be in a band like this. That I actually grew up listening to, you know, that kind of grunge '90s alternative shoegaze. You know, the stuff that Sam was doing and he's done in previous bands. You know, that always felt beyond me. You know, as a player that was just playing loud, fast, and heavy. So to be able to play in a band that has that sort of dynamic and style. You know, it feels lovely. You know, I don't want to say something silly like a warm hug or anything ridiculous like that. You know, but it does feel good to me, and it's the kind of stuff that I grew up loving. So it's an absolute pleasure to be doing this now for sure.
Dom, you didn't want to say it, but you said it anyway, so there we go. Right, we'll talk about this debut EP then, which you're going to play a song off in a minute, Out of Focus, released in August. Was there a name, Sam, in terms of sound, or was it very much nailed quickly without much overanalyzing?
It took quite a while to find what we were looking for, I think. I tried a few songs that didn't work. I just had to really kind of just throw lots of stuff out there and see what stuck.
You know, as a musician, how agonising is that when you have an idea in your head and you know what you want it to sound like, and then it just isn't coming out? But it must feel amazing when finally you've cracked it.
Yeah, well, most of the things that I've written that I think are really good turn out to be rubbish, whereas the things I think that aren't that good turn out to be fun. You know, it's just the way it is. I think that's what makes it interesting, especially when you work with other people, because they always kind of bring another dimension that you wouldn't have thought of.
You say, as a songwriter, the things you think are good, other people think are rubbish, and then the things you think are rubbish, people think they're good. I think I'm getting that the right way around. It's a bit of a tongue twister. How do you look on this debut album then, Out of Focus?
I think it's really good. I think it's turned out really well. I'd say it's, I don't know. I think it's kind of, it turned out better than I wanted it to be. I was kind of willing to be fairly hands-off with it. Sort of somebody else mixed it and did the recording, which was really nice. I mean, I could just sit back and enjoy not over-listening to it.
Well, you might think it's good. I also think it's great, so that's why I invited you on the show, so thank you so much for being here. Right, before you take it away with Pencil Chewer, which I think is another great title, how did that act, Sam, inspire a song?
Chewing a pencil. It's just kind of what we do with our mouths, you know. I'm sure I'm not the only one who is orally fixated, so, you know, we wrote a song about it.
Well, simple as that then. Shall we hear it then?
Yes, please.
All right, on BBC Music, in Shooting Rad Doc Studio in Hull, this is Strange Pink with Pencil Chewer.
To say just because it's true. Don't have to do it just because it's you. Do you even know? Do you even care? Can you let it show? Are you even there? Are you even there? Imagine that I was the only friend you had. Would you still talk right behind my back? Do you even know? Do you even care? Can you let it show? Are you even there? Well, you know that you got my number and you take my hand. And there is no other I can understand. Well, you got my number and you take my hand. And there is no other I can stand. Just look in the mirror, you're the same as me. Or are there things that you'll never see? Do nature. And you know how things are, keep walking by. And you know how things are, keep walking by. And you know how things are, keep walking by. And you know how things are, keep walking by. And the light is always on. 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 So leave a light on for me. Light is always on. So leave a light on for me. Light is always on. So leave a light on for me. The light is always on. So leave a light on for me. Light is always on. So leave a light on for me. Light is always on. So leave a light on for me. Light is always on. So leave a light on for me. Light is always on. So leave a light on.
Oh, smashing, lovely, great. Strange Pink in session on our BBC Music. Introducing show with Pencil Chewer, great tune. Terrible Habit. We'll catch up again with Sam and Dom from the band after 9 o'clock. By the way, if you have just joined us, or you do have to go out for some ridiculous reason this evening and you're going to miss the rest of the show, fear not, BBC Sound will stick it on there at 10 o'clock. It'll be there ready and waiting so you can rinse and repeat like a trainee hairdresser.
BBC Music Introducing with Jericho Keys.
BBC Radio York.
Exactly. Are we having fun yet then? I'm having a lovely time this evening, by the way, so thank you so much for being here.
Introducing featured artists.
Welcome back to the show. Strange Pink. Sam, Dom join us for a tune wag before we hear another live cut from their debut EP, Out of Focus. Dom, do you know when writing the EP, was it a collaborative effort and all written together in a space, or did somebody in particular bring fully formed ideas and then sort of you worked it out? Spill the tea for us, Dom. Give us an insight into the EP.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it was all done in that rehearsal room, all done together. Sam is, as I've said before, an incredible songwriter. Eddie as well in his own right, Sam's bringing ideas. Eddie's helping Sam form those ideas. I'm putting noises to him. I described it as a warm hug earlier. It's a warm hug with jagged edges, I think. So we definitely went through some changes and some development to get to these songs. But, I think we're all really proud of them. And it's a testament again to, Sam's great songwriting, Eddie's great playing and writing, and I guess my noise. But yeah, it was a real, it was just in that rehearsal room. We've got we've got a great space in Hull, and people that really support us. So to just get in the rehearsal room, jam stuff out. Nick Russell, our producer, who obviously works at Young Thugs, is amazing. He's in Black Ravines, who you'll know. Yeah. A great musician. So he, from the rehearsal room, and again those jagged edges, they become, over in Young Thugs, which is a wonderful space for musicians in Yorkshire, not just in York. So we fully formed those ideas with Nick, and he really helped us to pull everything together. And then, Ed Woods, who has mastered some of the coolest bands in the UK, helped us pull the shine off. So yeah, it's I'm really happy with it, and I think Sam is too, and Eddie is as well. So yeah, and again, it's really cool to be able to do something like this and talk about it, really.
As you should be. Sam, I'll bring you into the conversation. I know that you've gigged and recorded and all that jazz for 20-odd years, I'd say. How does this stage in your music life feel? Does it feel more enjoyable? Is there less stress, more stress? How are you feeling currently as an artist in Strange Pink?
I'll always take great pleasure in lifting amps out the back of cars. I look forward to hopefully doing that for another 20 years.
And as a songwriter then, Dom's been praising you massively in this session this evening. I'm sure your head will struggle to get out of the door when we've finished.
Mm-hmm. He hates it.
He's loving it, man. Tell me about the sort of reference points that you gravitate towards. Has it changed over the years in terms of songwriters and bands who you've tried to sort of not emulate but sort of take influence from? Has that changed?
No, I'm always learning new stuff. I'm always listening to new things. I never stop. There'll always be bands I get drawn back to, like, the Beatles and Nirvana and things, but I'm always looking for new inspiration, new things to rip off.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all doing that, aren't we?
Yeah,
so, I was looking forward to the future. You've had a few gigs recently in York and Hull. The Polar Bear, December the 2nd. Then what then, Sam? What are the plans before? Is there any plans before that show? Is there any plans after? Is the next stop an album? Dare we even say that?
Well, we're really keen to have another band practice in October. That's kind of number one priority. And then I think we're going to try and do another EP in the new year. We've got a plan of doing 6 EPs, and each EP has 6 tracks on it. I'm going to make it into like some kind of grid.
Dom, how are you feeling about the future plans of Strange Pink? I bet you're buzzing for that gig at the Polar Bear on December the 2nd in your hometown.
Yeah, man, of course. It's obviously wonderful to have the support of the team at the Polar Bear, and obviously we're thankful to everybody that's helped us out at venues like Dive and you know, the Horse as well, Black Horse, which is a new, you know, gig night in York as well. So we're lucky. We've actually got some interesting stuff. This is the first time we've talked about it publicly, but there'll be some remixes coming out. One from Bedroom, obviously Hull's premiere. They're doing very, very well, and one from a York band called Officers, who you may know from back in the day and their time with Gary Newman. So we're looking forward to releasing that before the end of the year. And then we do have some gigs coming up. We're playing as it stands, we're playing with the Hangnails in Hull in January, so I'm excited to play with the Hangnails after so long. And then we are booked into Young Thugs to record some stuff in January. So as Sam says, it'll be an interesting time over the next couple of months. But we just want to say publicly thank you to you guys and the team and everybody that's listened to us and the support we've received. It's been mind-blowing, so thank you all very much. It's amazing.
Loving it. What can you tell me about this next song that you're going to play for us then in our doc studio in Hull, Wonderland? I know it's on the EP. Who's going to take the lead? Who's going to spill the tea and give us an insight into this tune?
Dom, this is Dom wrote this all by himself, so take it away, Dom.
I was going to say this is again a testament to Sam's excellent songwriting, so I'll give it to Sam. I think this, from a sonic perspective, it was really cool because obviously we've got some faster and heavier tracks on there, but this was, this was really, really nice. It's a beautiful song.
It's our ballad. It's our ballad.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. I'm really happy to play on it. But yeah, Sam can tell you a bit more about it.
It's just, I don't know. It's just another song. I've got nothing to really say. It's just another song.
It's a lovely. I'll finish it. It's a lovely song, and I hope it connects with people. It's open to interpretation, as a lot of artists and creatives say. But for me personally, it's a beautiful song to play, and it kind of takes me to a sort of dreamscape and another world. As interesting or weird as that might sound, I hope it does that to other people. I'm really, really proud of it.
Dom, you say it's a beautiful song. Sam says it's just another song. So let's meet somewhere in the middle. On BBC Music, introducing this is Strange Pink in session from our doc studio in Hull with Wonderland.
So softly, your hands would touch my skin. All the diamonds in the mirror would explode and fuse together, and it always goes to plan in your wonderland. music brings me back to you. No words to say, but I know what I should do. All the heartache and the trauma that is holding us together would expose the hidden plan in your wonderland. In your wonderland. In your wonderland. In your wonderland.
Wonderland by Strange Pink in session. As I was saying, they've got loads of stuff up their sleeves, haven't they? Music, EPs on the horizon. I'm absolutely buzzing with that. So cheers to Sam and Dom for joining us for a chinwag on the show tonight. Of course, listen back to the full thing via BBC Sounds and all that tackle when we sling our ruck at 10 o'clock. And very much to John Anguish for getting that down on tape for us.
BBC Music Introducing with Jericho Keys.